Been checking in with emergency managers up and down the coast tonight.
And on the phone now we have Justin Gibbs, who is the director of Clatsop County Emergency Management. Clatsop County, of course, being the northern part of the Oregon coast. Justin, thank you so much for being with us tonight.
Yeah, thank you for having me. And I appreciate the reporting from Cannon Beach in my county. So.
Yes, definitely. Well, I want to ask you, what are you focusing on right now as we expect the first waves to hit the Oregon coast? What is your agency looking at?
So we've been monitoring throughout the evening impacts to other territories, but we're in our EOC now monitoring for initial impacts and here to support our jurisdictions if they need that. And just helping past situational awareness. That's really our focus at this point. And I'm happy to hear that people are making appropriate decisions. I think at this point I just want to really reinforce, yes, we have this initial, potential onset, but we have a duration or a window that we could see impacts for up to 15 hours. So just express that people should stay vigilant and continue to make good and safe decisions, even into the afternoon tomorrow.
Okay, wow, that is a pretty large window, 15 hours potentially, where tsunami waves could impact Clatsop County, the surrounding areas. Justin, I'm curious, over the next 15 hours, as you look ahead, what will you and your team be working on?
I think my biggest concern is going into the morning hours tomorrow. I think with the onset being late at night, we continued kind of status quo with beach closures and stuff like that. So I think it's going to be important going into tomorrow, potentially extending those, working with, our state and local partners, but really for people to know that given the geographic extent of the impacts, that there may not be barricades in places to prevent them from going on the beach. It is really, at this point, people need to make good, sound decisions. And being on the beach is not the safest decision, even into tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, 15 hours puts us out past noon tomorrow. I want to ask you, of course, we are in the end of July. This is a prime season for Cannon Beach, other cities in Clatsop County. Are you concerned about the number of people, the people who may not be as familiar with, these types of warnings or advisories, kind of getting a handle on keeping them safe going into tomorrow?
Yeah, so I have been in contact with a lot of our local leaders and responders. They've been out communicating with folks on the beaches. They were very surprised, even with our visitors, them having awareness of the situation, making good, sound decisions, staying tuned to local official sources, getting timely information. So that was all positive to hear. I think, something that's important for folks to realize is, yes, this is a serious situation. There are potential real-world impacts on our coastline, but we're not seeing penetrating impacts into our county. So as long as you stay off the beaches, you stay behind the dune line, please, enjoy our community, our businesses, our sites, but just make good, appropriate decisions.
And Justin, you had mentioned some beach closures. I'm not sure if all of that, I know you'd said some beaches might have some sort of barricade or sign or something, but can you give us a sense of how many beaches we're talking where you do have signs up?
Yeah, so I think that's an ongoing decision. We've been in constant communication with state parks about their decisions. There haven't been any specific beach closures at this point. I mean, with the onset being at midnight, our beaches typically close, especially in the state park, at sunset. I'll need to connect with state parks, probably in the morning to see if there are any additional actions that they are taking. But even absent beach closures, I think people just need to be aware, they shouldn't be on the beach tomorrow.
And I know it's still early in this process, but agencies, communities along the coast prepare for tsunamis, the threat of tsunamis. But so far, do you feel like all of the preparations you've had have played out well, or are there any takeaways that after today you're going to try to implement or do differently going forward?
Yes, for sure. I mean, every opportunity we have is a learning opportunity for continuous improvement. I think one of the biggest takeaways from today is around public alerting and that tiered response to these types of events, because yes, there'll be broad public awareness around an earthquake happening that will be disseminated to the public along with us. It's just as the situation evolves and we continue to analyze, we may see upgrades or downgrades in products that are issued. So you may see us later come out and issue actions, to the public based on how those products are issued. So there's not like an immediate rush to get, alerts out, just because we want to make sure they're being used appropriately for potential life-threatening impacts. But I think it's important for people. We really encourage folks to go out and sign up for alerting, but really tracking what products you've signed up for, what options you've selected, because some people may have gotten alerts that were pushed through from the National Weather Service through our alerting platform. But I think it's really an opportunity for the public to revisit, what have I signed up for? Have I signed up for all the appropriate resources that are available to keep me informed? And I think it really some public education around how alerting is issued.
Interesting, really important information there.